Alright, so you want to get into the Kirby Cafe. Well, we're here in Tokyo right now, about to go in it, and I'm going to help you get reservations so that you can guarantee a spot in this cafe.
Alright, so to get reservations for the Kirby Cafe, it all starts back at home on your computer. And I'm not only going to tell you how to make reservations for the Kirby Cafe, but I'm also going to show you by doing it. Now, I do want to note that there are currently 2 available locations, one in Tokyo and one in Hakata, but there's also going to be a 3rd location that's going to be opening up in Osaka in fall 2024. But I'm recording this at the beginning of October, so maybe Osaka will be available by the time you're watching this video. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to be making reservations for the Tokyo Kirby Cafe and then canceling my reservation after so that I'm not stealing it for somebody else. Hey guys, so I'm quickly having to re-record the beginning website splash screen. The rest of the video is still the same, but it's just the beginning splash screen that is slightly different. So to actually get to the website, you have to go to kirbycafe.jp/cafe, and to book a reservation, you actually can click this cute little tomato in the bottom right hand corner, or you can click this yellow button in the top right hand corner. And because Osaka is now finally open, you can book reservations for Osaka, Hakata, but what I'm going to be doing is booking reservations for Tokyo. So let's do that. But if you followed all the way up until this point and you go to the calendar and you click how many people are going to be making reservations, you're going to quickly find out that all of the reservations are sold out, which is why you're watching this video, so you can find out all of the secrets, even though it's not too secretive, of how to actually get reservations. Reservations are going to be made one specific time for every single month. And that specific time is going to be the 10th of every single month at 6 p.m. Tokyo time, the month before. So just to give you an example to further explain what I mean by that, let's say I'm going to Tokyo in December and I want to go to the Kirby Cafe in December. I have to make a reservation on November 10th at 6 p.m. Tokyo time to be able to get a reservation in December. And I kept saying 6 p.m. at Tokyo time because that's a completely different time zone than where we are in the States and everywhere else in the world. And if you want an easy website to translate time zones, I just use World Time Buddy. So for this, it's October 10th at 6 p.m. Tokyo time, and where I'm at in the world, that's going to be in Phoenix, that doesn't have daylight savings time, and that's going to be at 2 a.m. on October 10th. Now, before the reservations actually get made available, I do want to give you some tips that help you make reservations a whole lot quicker, because even though you might pick a time slot, that doesn't automatically mean you're going to get that time slot. The first tip after you choose how many people are going to be going, which I'm guessing there's going to be like 2 people going, is that you're going to have this calendar. Now, the calendar is going to be represented by 2 different shapes, an X and an O. Pretty self-explanatory what those shapes mean. If there's an X at the time slot that you want and on the day, you can't get that time, but if there is an O, you can make reservations for that time and that day. My advice when trying to pick a day is try to avoid the weekend, because that's when most people are off of work. Here is my next tip that'll be very crucial, that'll be way easier to do during the weekday, and that is trying to pick a later time slot. You see, the way that the Kirby Cafe is set up on the screen is that it shows the morning and early afternoon time slots, but the Kirby Cafe is open really late, and that's covered with the scroll reel with the rest of the website, so not a lot of people see those reservations are available, so they don't go to those reservations. If you're going in the winter, go anywhere from like 5 to 6 o'clock, just when the sun is going down, because you're gonna get this awesome light show of not only Kirby Cafe, but also Tokyo Skytree. It's just very important that you also stay flexible when trying to pick your day, because there can be a lot of things that go wrong, like maybe someone snatches your time, or you have trouble with the reservation form, which is gonna be my final tip and most important thing, which is entering your phone number. Now you might think, oh, I'll just put my phone number. Now something weird about the Kirby Cafe is that it doesn't like American phone numbers that much. You can put your normal phone number, a 1 right before your phone number to represent an American phone number, and sometimes it just will not work, and I don't know why. And unlike your name and email, you don't need to prove that a phone number is yours. So to avoid any hassle when trying to make the Kirby Cafe reservation, just put this phone number, 03-1234-1234. It's a bogus phone number, but it will work. Now we're actually gonna make a reservation for the Kirby Cafe to show you how it's actually done. All right, we're about 1.5 minutes until the Kirby Cafe reservations go live. Now I have an exact timer that lets me know, hey, this is what time it is exactly, so I know exactly when to proceed to the reservation. All right, it's 2 o'clock. Let's proceed to the reservation form. You want to check this box and you want to proceed, and that's in Japanese. I want to reserve for 2 people. This is the amount of people, and we have kind of whatever we want. Let's say at 5 o'clock the 17th. Pause for a second. Automatically, the Kirby Cafe website is gonna have this form in Japanese. Now, you can translate it on the website. So it's a pretty standard form. You put your name, your first and your last name, you put your cell phone number, again, 03-1234-1234, so that doesn't mess up anything with the phone numbers. Then you put your email, use your actual email. You have to use your email because it's gonna send you a confirmation code that you gotta give to the people at the Kirby Cafe. Then it's gonna ask for your birthday month. Just say no, even if it is your birthday. First of all, happy birthday. But second of all, you don't wanna be messing with, oh, what kind of message do you want? Do you want us to sing happy birthday? At that point, you lost your reservation. Don't mess with that. If you try to do this in Japanese, you won't know that this is the term of service, and you won't know that you have to accept the terms of service. So what you gotta do, even if you do this in Japanese, you gotta scroll all the way down and read the terms of service, and then once you get to the bottom, then the I agree to the terms of service checkbox will appear. It's only until you scroll all the way through and read it that will appear. And would you believe it, all of the reservations are sold out for November, but that doesn't mean you can't get a reservation, because this is what people don't tell you, because the Kirby Cafe does re-release a bunch, and not just these couple of straggler reservations, they actually re-release batches of reservations after every 10 minutes or so. What did I say? A bunch of reservations just popped up. Let's just do this. Okay, we won't do that one. Let's do that time slot. Gonna have to scroll down all the way and submit. And boom, we got our reservation on the second go around. But I kind of just settled for that one because that was left over, even after the second wave of batches. So because reservations are free to make, I'm gonna go back and try to make a second reservation. So instead of just refreshing the page like you normally would, like going up there and then having the pop-up window, having to choose the amount of people that are gonna be in your reservation, just continuously choose the number of people that's gonna be in your reservation over and over and over again, because it's gonna be refreshing the calendar. This is also another tip, like you can do this all in Japanese, but because you're not going to be refreshing the page up here, but rather just refreshing the calendar, you can automatically translate the page to English so that you can read what the form actually is. All right, so 12 minutes and they just released another batch of reservations. So we're just going to do that. I do not want a birthday celebration. Got to scroll down all the way. I agree and submit. And we got a second reservation, not really for a time that I wanted, but still got a second reservation, all because I kept refreshing. So at first it was 10 minutes, and then it was another 12 minutes, so it seems like the Kirby Cafe just kind of does it randomly. Then once you got your reservation, you're all good. Well, almost you're all good. Now you gotta go to the email that you put into that forum post. It'll be kind of obvious because it'll be from a Kirby Cafe reservation system. Reservation accepted. It'll have your name, the location of the Kirby Cafe, in this case is the Tokyo Skytree location, and the date and time. Then it's gonna have a reservation code. It's important that you write down this reservation code either in your notes or just screenshot this email so that in case you do delete this email, that you can at least have some proof like, hey, this is my reservation, this is my name, and this is the time and the code. You also wanna show about 15 minutes before your actual reservation, and not only because, well, you wanna take some pictures, but also because there might be a ton of people that are also trying to get into the cafe, and if you show up 10 to 15 minutes after your reservation time, they will cancel your reservation and probably flag your email for not showing up. And you just go up to the nice people in the Kirby Cafe aprons and say, hey, I have a reservation, here is my code, here is my passport in case you need it to match the name, can we get the Kirby, please? Don't get the Kirby, actually, or if you do, don't get it with matcha, because that was probably the worst thing that I had at the cafe. Everything else was awesome. And if you want to see my adventure at the Kirby Cafe, I am going to have a separate video that you can watch. It's probably popping up on the screen somewhere here. And if this video helped you, be sure to share this with anyone that's also trying to go to the Kirby Cafe. And I guess Car Burger can say bye. Bye.